So, as I mentioned in my publicity, I am on retreat. You'd never know it because here I am talking. But I just couldn't let go of this evening, which is my attachment problem. Buddhism is so much about not having attachment to stuff. I am such a bad Buddhist. I'm so attached to these evenings. I'll be shaking your head. You can correct me at some point. So I wanted to do this, but I just had the bright idea of inviting some Buddhist singers like myself, and to just give you an evening of kind of music of the Dharma. Dharma is a word for, it can mean actually a number of things. It can mean the teachings of the historic Buddha, but more deeply, it kind of means the way things are, just the truth of life. Like when we say, ain't it the truth? We're talking about Dharma, right? More or less. So I'm going to give you some music, a little bit of meditation, and some fun. So thank you very much. And we are going to start with a seasonal song. I couldn't resist doing one seasonal song. It's one that many of you know and love. Who Were the Witches? We sing it at least a few times a year because we all love it so much. This is by Bonnie Lockhart, who I think you sang with Gary way back in the 70s or 80s, right? With the Red Star Singers? Red Star Singers. So Gary and Bonnie go back a long way, even further than you and I go back, which is a really long way too. So we are going to try this thing that artists have been doing that kind of works, which is we're not going to sing together because we know it doesn't work, but we are going to sing in tandem. So I'm going to start it off. No, Eve's going to start it off. I'm going to come in on the second verse, and Gary's going to come in on the third verse. And Eve, I forgot to mention this, but why don't you start with the chorus so they can all get it, and then do the verse, and then I'll come in on the chorus, which sounds kind of weird, but I think that's what we'll do. All right. Who Were the Witches? All right, Eve Decker. I will introduce them more fully in a minute, but let's just go.
All right, so please sing along. Who were the witches? Where did they come from? Maybe your great grandmother was one. Witches were wise women, they say. And there's a little witch in every woman today. Witches knew all about flowers and weeds, how to use all their roots and their leaves and their seeds. When people grew weary from hard working days, they made them feel better in so many ways.
Who were the witches? Where did they come from? Maybe your great grandmother was one. Witches were wise women, they say. And there's a little witch in every woman today. I picked the second verse because it's about midwives, and a lot of you know that I became a doula in the last couple of years, so I'm kind of all about birth these days. Women had babies, the witches were there to hold them and help them and give them some care. Witches knew stories of how life began. Don't you wish you could be one? Well, maybe you can.
Who were the witches? Where did they come from? Maybe your great grandmother was one. Witches were wise women, they say. There's a little witch in every woman today. Some people thought that the witches were bad. Some people were scared of the power they had. But power to help and to heal and to care isn't something to fear, it's a treasure to share. Who were the witches? Where did they come from? Maybe your great grandmother was one. Witches were wise women, they say. And there's a little witch in every woman today.
There's a today. All right, Bonnie, thank you. Oh boy, this song gets a lot of play around this time of year. So that comes, of course, this comes from the Wiccan tradition. The word witch originally was the Old English Wicca. And Wicca has to do with shape changing, has to do with transformation. And so witches, Wiccans, were women who are people who knew how to interact with the natural life forces and to make change, to make what we would call magic in a way. And I used to think, oh, magic, come on, poo, poo, poo. But now that we're all learning what those trees are doing underground, and I know I can't stop talking about this, I talk about it every week with their little mycelium networks and their little fungal networks and the way they dump their carbon to feed the young. And I mean, this is magic, folks. This is major magic. So the earth is full of magic. And Buddhism actually is rooted in India in its origins, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, my Buddhist friends, and goes way back also, like most religions do, to early animist cultures. So Buddhism does have roots in earth-centered animist traditions. And one of the things that this holiday time, with all the ancestors and the saints and the spirits visiting, has in common with the Buddha Dharma, the teachings of the Buddha, is this reverence for ancestors and this understanding that none of us came here from nowhere. We were not born fully sprouted, a unique, never before person. We are, as we know, just made of the ancestors in so many ways, physically, emotionally, spiritually, ways we probably will never fully understand. So I want to do a song from an indigenous tradition, from the African tradition. The words, let me get them up here so I can see them, are by the African poet, give me a sec here, Birago Diop, and the music is written by Issei Barnwell. Many of you know this song. It's in your lyrics. It's listen more often to things than to beings. Very profound words about our relationship to the earth, to the living, to those we call dead. So here's the chorus. Listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Let's try that together. Listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. And now we all get to be the waters like this. Ah, shh, ah, try it. Ah, shh, ah, shh. Those who have died have never left. The dead are not under the earth. They are in the crying grass. They are in the rustling trees. They are in the groaning woods. They are in the moaning rocks. The dead are not under the earth. So listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Ah, shh. Ah, shh. You might want to use your hands. Ah, shh. Ah, shh. Those who have died have never left. The dead have a pact with the living. us in our homes, they are with us in the crowd. The dead have a pact with the living. So listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Ah, shh, ah, let the voice get stronger. Ah, shh, ah, shh, and then do this. Can you do that? Keep doing that. And I'll do something else. Ah, 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 Deep, deep bow to all the spirits, all the earth spirits and the sky spirits, the human spirits of our lives. Let's take just a moment to close our eyes or look down, soften your gaze. Just feel that song still moving through you. The dead have a pact with the living. And as we approach another holiday, Thanksgiving, and this, by the way, is called Native American Heritage Month, which is lovely, and without reparations, I'm not sure how much it means, but it's a start, I guess. But just giving thanks in this moment for the land that we are all dwelling on, and giving thanks for those who kept these lands and keep them still with indigenous wisdom, how to use fire, how to use seeds, how to use animal skin, how to use animal hoofs, how to live harmoniously. We give thanks. We pray to learn and live this way. It's the only way to live into the future that is exploding in our faces. So we acknowledge the land, we acknowledge the people, and give thanks, and ask to be worthy, and ask to do better. All my relations. So I'm going to turn this over to my guest artist for much of the evening now. I am going to try to keep some silence now. So I want to just say a word about Eve Decker and Gary Lepeau and Abby Vernon. Gary, I guess, I go back the furthest back to the East Coast. At least I was on the East Coast. And in the early days of the women's music movement and the men's music movement. And that was in the, early 80s, mid 80s, right? Something along those lines. We used to play at festivals together and at concerts and just, conferences. We also have an overlap that Eve shares, which is children's music. And Gary has a wonderful, wonderful CD of children's music, was a very renowned children's artist. And then the Buddha Dharma kind of grabbed him by the heart. And so he's doing amazing, amazing, beautiful music now and art. And he may tell you a little about that. So Gary, thank you so much. And Abby, a newer friend, and so blessed to know Abby, who is a psychotherapist and many other things, but has become a musician. I don't know quite how it all happened, but all of a sudden, out of this woman came these mesmerizing songs, and she has a beautiful CD. And I'll remember to put that in the chat. So welcome, Abby. And then Eve Decker, known and loved to so many. And I'm sure some of you Eve Decker fans are here. How many of you have heard Eve's music before? Just wave. Just wave if you've heard Eve's music. Let me just look at the other gallery. Yes, yes. Eve is a beloved, beloved local singer and Dharma teacher, formerly of that fabulous activist folk rock group, Rebecca Riot's. Woo, woo, woo! Amazing group. And wrote some wonderful songs with them. I think some of them we might hear tonight. But also got grabbed by the heart by the Dharma and the teachings, and has become just a beloved teacher. And so, Eve, I'm going to just turn it over to you for starts and take it away, you three, and I'm going to just sit back and enjoy like the rest of you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Betsy. Thank you so much for inviting us here. And it's really nice to be here with you all in community. And it's particularly special because Betsy is emerging from silent retreat to create this container for us all. A big act of generosity on your part, Betsy. And because it's kind of two different modes, being in, or it can be, it doesn't have to be, but two different modes, being in quiet, silent, internal, contemplative place, but then coming out into the world. And generally what we want to do is be able to move back and forth between those two worlds, and that's what you're doing, Betsy. I know that's what you do all the time. So I actually want to honor where you are, Betsy, and bring a little bit of that energy to all of us with this song Equanimity I wrote with a couple of friends. So equanimity isn't a word we use a whole lot, but it essentially means the capacity to be with life as it is, which, as we all know, is not an easy intention, practice, state, not always easy. However, like all states, whatever we practice, we deepen and widen. This is one of the wonderful teachings of the Buddha, that we don't have to just sort of wait for states to arrive. We can actually practice them and cultivate them. And some of the phrases that go with equanimity practice are: things are as they are. You are as you are. I am as I am. May I accept myself as I am. May I meet the moment with peace and equanimity. So this is a song about equanimity, and if you would like to sing along, I put the chorus in the lyrics, and the chorus sounds like this: stand in the heart of the moment, inner stability. Turn to a place of stillness, equanimity. So this is what we're headed for. We're as we sing these words, we're singing together in community, and we're also invoking this beautiful state of equanimity. And I want to say one more thing about equanimity. Equanimity is not passivity, it's not being passive, and it's not indifference. It's actually a place of strength, like how a mountain is calm but strong and solid. It's that kind of energy. It's like this. It can be no other way. Everything that came before has led us to this moment. It's like this. So open and let go. Bring awareness and acceptance to this moment as it's passing. Here I am, life arising as it will. How can I bend gracefully with the wind surrounding me? Here I am. Life brings both sorrow and joy, letting go the fight, the blame. Deep calm infuses me. And here we go on the chorus. Stand in the heart of the moment, inner stability. Return to a place of stillness, equanimity. Just this much, seeing clearly into now. No need for all the stories, just naming what is present. Just this much, without reactivity. I don't have to push to clutch, I can simply let it be. Stand in the heart of the moment, inner stability. Return to a place of stillness, equanimity. Stay awake to indifference, to don't care. You can feel your heart respond without getting swept away. Stay awake. The promises are great. Radiance, exalted mind are the praises Buddha sang. Are the praises that the Buddha sang. Thank you. So I'll do.
Thank you for doing that, Eve. It's just, I want to say it's my favorite song, but then you'll do another one and I'll say, oh, that's my favorite song. But thank you. Oh, I hope you all felt it just like brought us right here. It's beautiful.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, we can practice states. We can practice equanimity, we can practice friendliness or loving kindness, we can practice compassion, we can practice generosity, we can practice patience. And it's in the practice that we create and shape the path that we're on, the future that we're heading into. The power of practice. The Buddha said, intention is karma. Whatever is arising in this moment, it's arising. It's here. And some of us, because we're human, some of us here in this circle right now have pain, physical pain, emotional pain, relational pain, spiritual pain. Pain is part of the journey. We can learn through practice that we can cultivate how we meet that pain. We can meet it with care. Also, because we're human, there are people here in this circle who are experiencing ease, moments of joy, even peace, calm, contentedness. And we can skillfully meet those moments too. Meet them with gratitude or with appreciation, with friendliness. And that meeting, that intention, what state we meet the moment with is how we create what unfolds next in our lives. So it's very powerful, this deepening in these states, these what the Buddha called wholesome states. I'm just looking at the time. I think I have time I'm going to pass it over to Abby and Gary in a moment, but I'm going to do one more song and I guess we'll do faith. So I was mentioning about meeting difficulty or pain particularly with compassion. And when we're practicing self-compassion, the teachings from the Buddha, and then more recently from wonderful researcher and author Kristen Neff, teaches that there are three kind of fundamental components to meeting ourselves with care, meeting our states, meeting our pain and our difficulty with care or compassion. The first is mindful awareness of difficulty, not being in denial about it. So naming, oh yeah, ouch, this is a difficult moment. And then the second is common humanity, knowing that whatever you're experiencing right now, you are not alone with it. There's a finite amount of ways to suffer, and you've got lots of folks right alongside you with that same challenge. Just letting this limbic brain know that it's not isolated, it's not alone. You are in good company with whatever you're struggling with. And then the third aspect of self-compassion is self-kindness. And you can do what I've been doing, and I do all the time, and bring a hand to the heart anytime that signals, that's a somatic signal to the body of care. So self-kindness, even a phrase like, may I hold myself in kindness, can be very powerful during a difficult time. May I hold myself in kindness. So I was going through one of many, many, many difficult times, and I wrote this song about having faith that this too shall pass. Whatever it is we're experiencing, it will change in some way. So this is a song about faith and impermanence, and then hanging on with as much compassion as possible. The sky is gray against the landscape of your heart. It's been that way for far too long. You toss and turn, waiting for a change to come. You wonder where you're going wrong. You call your friends, you go to work, you say your prayers. When will this end? You keep on wondering, although we try, we can't predict the journey of the soul. You gotta let it go, take it on faith. And here's the chorus, sing with me. Take it on faith, this too will pass away. Take it on faith, everything must change. Take it on faith, you're doing what you need to do. So let it go, take it on faith. It's hard to see when you're caught up in the struggle, hard to believe you're doing all right. Don't let your pain make you do something foolish. Just love yourself, take this ride on faith. Take it on faith, this too will pass away. Take it on faith, everything must change. Take it on faith, you're doing what you need to do. So let it go, take it on faith. The clouds will lift when it's time for them to lift, and not before. You do what you can, but some things are just out of your hands. So don't blame yourself. You might learn something useful while you're down in the hellhole. The sky is gray against the landscape of your heart. It's been that way for far too long. You toss and turn, change. Take it on faith. You're doing what you need to do. So let it go. Take it on faith. Let it go. Take it on faith. Let it go and take it on faith. All right. Now I get to pass it on to Gary and Abby.
Oh, Eve, thank you. That was just beautiful. I'm inspired. I'm going to take it on faith. I'm going to sing 2 songs. Later, Abby will sing with me. I'm going to start with the most recent song I've written. This is based on the Bodhisattva prayer and based on an interpretation of the prayer by Jennifer Wellwood, and then me taking her interpretation and making a song into it, out of it, putting things in my own words. So it's an aspiration of who to be, how to be in the world, how I'd like to be in the world. Like a light in the darkness, a signpost on the road, like the tears of acceptance, may you lighten the load, lighten the load. Like an island for the shipwrecked, servant of the soul. In this shattered world we live in, may you help make it whole. Help make it whole. For those in confusion, be the North Star in the sky, bringing safety and assurance till doubt passes by, till doubt passes by. Be the treasure chest of plenty, the messenger of good cheer, both the doctor and the medicine, love that lives beyond fear, love that lives beyond fear. Be the very one you long for, with every beat of your heart, for the sake of every one of us. Trust the goodness you are, for the sake of every one of us. Trust the goodness you are, for the sake of every one of us. Trust the goodness you are.
Gary, it's so good to hear a new song from you. Sorry to interrupt, but I just want to say I'm so in love with your old material, and here you are just continuing to write such amazing stuff. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Betsy. So, here's another recent one. Did you want to say something? If I had wings like Noah's dove, I'd fly the world over, singing sweet songs of love. Wake up now, sleeper, you have slumbered enough. There's a dove that's singing in the cage of our hearts, songs of loving each other, just the way that we are. Wake up now, sleeper, you've been lost in the dark. Beyond all our boundaries, we're not alone. There's souls all around us, trying to find their way home. Wake up now, sleeper, you're not all on your own. One of these mornings we'll rise with the dawn, we'll drop our defenses, they have led us all wrong. Wake up now, sleeper, time to find a new song. And if you had wings like Noah's dove, would you share your heart song? Where would you shine your love? Wake up now, sleeper, you have slumbered enough. Wake up now, sleeper, you have slumbered enough. I just realized that I feel like I'm just echoing what Eve said. It's just kind of echoing.
Such is the way of all Dharma. It all echoes.
Exactly. It's all Dharma, so of course it's just different clothes on the same form. But oh my God, Gary, that is gorgeous. I'm in tears. It's just so beautiful. Wake up, sleepers. Yeah.
Thanks. All
Thank
of
you.
us.
That's right. Exactly. Count me in. Yeah. Wow.
I
Well,
want to hear more songs from you guys now.
yeah. Well, maybe. Yeah. Eve, do you want to do another one? Maybe each of you do maybe another one, and then I'm going to jump in for a minute, and then we'll do some more of you. How does that work? Or Eve, do whatever you were going to do.
Sure. Well, or Betsy, if you want to go ahead and go now, that's totally
I
fine.
could jump in now. All right, why don't I do that? I'll just get me out of the way here. Okay, great. So let me spotlight. I'm learning how to spotlight. I don't have a co host tonight, so I'm doing all the controls. So let's see. All right, there we are. Oh, well, this is really working for me. I'm having a wonderful night. I want to do a little poem that crossed my path. Many of you who come here often with me know I'm very much love this poet, Pastor Stephen. Can't think of his last name right this minute, but he has this daily thing that he sends out on Unfolding Light, and I'll put it in the chat when I'm done. But this came in on probably November 2nd. It was probably All Saints Day, and I just thought it was so lovely. So in the Christian and especially the Catholic tradition, there are these saints, right? And usually when we use saint in the common way, it's like somebody who just does, is just so perfect and just does everything right and is so loving and wonderful and all that. And that's what we think of as saint. As I understand it, to actually be a bona fide saint, you have to do miracles. I think that's the prerequisite, is you have to have proof of a miracle. Fortunately, kind of like the magic I talked about earlier, miracles are everywhere. Miracles are everywhere. And the bodhisattva that Gary mentioned, I put a little link in the chat if you want to find out more, but is a being who returns over and over to this lifetime after leading a very exalted life and not having to come back. If you believe in this reincarnation thing, at some point you opt out because you've just learned what you came to do, you cleaned it up, and you get to move on to the heavenly realms. But the bodhisattva says, no, I'm going to come back and I'm going to love and serve, and I'm going to awaken all beings, and I will not transport out to the heavenly realms until every living being is awakened. Whew. So I call that a saint. In my book, that's a saint. So this poem is called All Saints' Day. I praise the saints who have graced us, the great saints, Francis and Teresa and the gang, but especially the lesser saints, those who have humbly, perhaps unknowingly, shed light in our lives. I am grateful for the people who have blessed you, yes, you, dear reader, who have loved you more than necessary, who have taught you and forgiven you and shown you what love is possible. I give thanks for those who endured silently and those who showed you how to rise up and shout. I bless those who didn't yell at you and showed you a new path. I thank God for the saints whose brokenness, whose imperfections, faults, and failures showed you what a glorious light can shine in a cracked lantern. For all who have helped you know your belovedness, I give thanks, because now you, dear one, are sanctified too, chosen as love's vessel, no more deserving or adequate or worthy than others, but loved and chosen as love's vessel. May you know with certainty that you can't know who you have blessed, but that, like all saints, you have. I, as a child growing up in a Christian household with a minister dad and so forth, aspired to saintliness. In fact, my sisters called me Saint Betsy, but it was not a compliment. I was the good girl in the family. I made them look really bad because I was so freaking good. It was disgusting. And I've loosened up a little bit over time. And but I just wanted to be that exalted being so much, and I couldn't figure it out. I could not figure it out. And maybe some of you have tried and felt complete failure, and it's kind of wrenching. But I learned something really profound when my father, bless his heart, at age 95, finally began to fade from this world. We thought he'd dodged the bullets and was just going to keep on going. But no, he began to fade. And I went and lived with him and my mom for a couple of months to be there and to be the one, kind of. You know, the other siblings had work and things. They couldn't be there the way I could be there. And I wanted to be the best daughter possible. You know, I wanted to do everything right and say everything right. And little by little, I figured out that all I really needed to do was be present. And I know that's such a truism. Everybody's going, well, yeah, I could have told you that. But truly, being present is not easy. And that's what the Buddha practice is so much about, is just practicing presence. Just being in this body, in this heart, in this mind, in this moment, and letting it all be. Just let it be. But not in a kind of lazy way, but just kind of in a, oh, this is what is right now. This is the Dharma of this moment. And I had an extraordinary time with my dad. And I actually think I did do what I'd set out to do. I just had to stop trying so hard. So I thought I would just do a little song about presence from that I wrote it after he died. It's called Simple Love. When the words fail, will you hold my hand? It's all I need. It's what I understand. When the night comes, will you stay with me? It's all I need to help me go to sleep. Oh, simple, simple love. It's all that's left of us when everything has turned to dust. I'll put my trust in simple, simple love. When the end comes, will you breathe with me? It's all I need, just your quiet company. When I'm gone from here, will you still sing my song? Will you carry on with the music in your heart? Oh, simple, simple love, hold me one more time, though I am leaving you behind. I'll leave enough of simple, simple love. Though everything will turn to dust, we still can trust in simple, simple love. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to say just one more word about another Buddhist tradition that is so valuable and very non-Western, very non-consumer culture, and it's the tradition called dana. And dana means generosity. And the early monks and nuns to this day, monastics, live on the basis of dana, meaning they don't earn money, they're not funded by a foundation, and the community offers them food. They help them build monasteries. They help them with their clothing. The community gives them what they can out of gratitude for these precious teachings, which the monks and nuns spread throughout the community, offering people a way out of suffering. That was the Buddha's core teaching, was there is suffering, and I will teach you the end of suffering. There is an end to suffering. And so there's this beautiful recognition, as I've heard many Buddhist teachers say, the teachings are priceless. How can I put a price on this life-saving, heart-saving offering? So no price, we give freely. And then freely those who wish and can give back. So I do these evenings on the basis of dana, and I think Eve and Gary probably do a lot of their events in a similar way. It's a very beautiful tradition. It's not familiar to us. We're used to a fee-for-service operation, So I want to just say this now before the evening goes any further, is that all of these artists give freely of what we have out of such gratitude for our teachers who gave freely to us. And we give it to you with full hearts. And we are very grateful for any dana that you wish to offer, and you are not obligated to do that. And in a few moments, I'll put a PayPal link in the chat for those who would like to contribute, and also a snail mail. So another Buddhist tradition we are lifting up tonight. So Eve, let's hear more Eve music.
Thank you, Betsy, and thank you so much for that beautiful poem and especially beautiful song. It's stunning. Yeah, so I'm going to do the song Cemetery, which, Gary, what you were saying about how we put different language on the same messages. So this is sort of another way of saying what you were saying in that Simple Love song, Betsy. I wrote this song. I have a friend, some of you may know her. Her name is Rabbi Chaya Gusfield, and Chaya and I, for decades, have had a tradition of walking occasionally in the Mountain View Cemetery in Oakland, which we love to do. It's good exercise, it's beautiful, and it's a great place to be reflective and contemplative and connective. So this is Cemetery, and the words of the choruses are in your lyric sheet. If you'd like to sing along, please do. I like walking in the cemetery. It's so beautiful there in the spring. Buttercups are blooming every place, and the grass is thick and green. I appreciate the company of the dead. I heard it was Don Juan who said, keep death upon your shoulder. It will remind you to love. Sitting quiet with my heart, a thought welled up in me one day. What if someone drops a bomb? Have I said all I must say? No, my heart cried out to me. It really must be said. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I like walking in the cemetery. It's so beautiful there in the summer. I throw a frisbee with a friend and we look at the sky and wonder. I appreciate the company of the dead. I think it was Don Juan who said, keep death upon your shoulder. It will remind you to love. Come place glistened ice, hard and cold, protection from the fear. But like the sun that melts, a thought that helps is that soon none of us will be here. Am I ready for the time when the one I take for granted is dying? Remembering I hold her hand and whisper thanks for this moment we're sharing. I like walking in the cemetery. It's so beautiful there in the fall. The changing leaves fall from the trees like they do from a song. I appreciate the company of the dead. I went and read the page where Don Juan said, keep death upon your shoulder. It will remind you to love. Considering the folks I've hurt while struggling to be happy, I hope you'll find it in you to forgive me. And as far as I'm concerned, when I reflect upon the ending, all will be forgiven. The strongest feeling is love. I like walking in the cemetery. It's so beautiful there in the winter. The cold, contented tombstones sing praise of friends and strangers. I appreciate the company of the dead. I thank Mr. Don Juan who said, keep death upon your shoulder. It will remind you to love. Remind you to love. So I'm going to do one more song, and it's on the theme of gratitude, which is an absolute superpower state that we can intentionally cultivate. Research has shown that people who self-identify as highly happy people, almost to a person, have an intentional gratitude practice of some kind. Whether they write things that they're thankful for in a journal at night, or text them to a friend, or you could have an email buddy where you email things you're grateful for, or even just counting off a few on your fingers now and then. Intentionally cultivating gratitude correlates with a rising level of well-being. And the Buddha knew this, and the Buddha taught about the relationship between appreciation and joy. And I just, before I sing this song, it's called Given to You, and it's actually about sort of the intersection between mindfulness and gratitude, that when we can drop into the present moment, come out of the wandering mind, the thinking mind, and come in and see what's happening right now. How does it feel to be sitting in my chair right now? What colors am I seeing in the room? What's happening right now? When we do that, more and more often, we'll find something to be grateful for here, something wonderful here in the present moment. So I just want to do before I do this song, I want to take 2 minutes to lead us in a practice. And this is actually a morning gratitude practice created and adapted by Dr. Amit Sood, who used to be the head of the Wellbeing Clinic, Wellbeing Center at Mayo Clinic, and now he has his own foundation and center and lots of books. Amazing teacher, wonderful. You can check him out on YouTube. Wonderful, wonderful teacher, TED Talks and stuff. Amit Sood, S-O-O-D. So this is just a 2-minute morning gratitude practice. So let's do this together, and you can think about if it's something you might want to add to your morning routine. I've found it to be a game changer. All right, so if you like, you can close your eyes, or if you'd rather not close your eyes, you can just sort of soften your gaze a little bit. And just very simply bring to mind somebody in your life that you're grateful for. This could be a person, a loved one, a friend. It could also be an animal, a pet or a friend's pet. Somebody that you're grateful for. See if you can get a picture in your mind's eye. And send them a silent thank you from your heart. Beautiful. Now bring to mind another being that you appreciate. And see if you can maybe see the color of their eyes. It doesn't have to be even a close friend. It could be an author or a speaker, a poet. And send them a silent thank you from your heart. And now see if you can bring to mind someone, again, human or animal, known or unknown to you, but someone you appreciate who has passed on to the other side. Bring them into your mind's eye. Offer them maybe a virtual hug, a hug in your imagination. And send them a thank you from your heart. And just one more. Think of yourself when you were a child, maybe around 8 years old. See if you can kind of see your hairstyle, get a few details there. And just send that kid a thank you from your heart. Okay, that's the practice. So the invitation is, if you do this in bed right after you wake up, before you even get out of bed to pee, like right away, do this practice. It releases oxytocin in the body. And typically in the morning when we wake up, we have adrenaline in our body. Many of us know that waking up with anxiety or waking up in the middle of the night with anxiety. And this is a way to kind of reset. Gratitude, as I mentioned, is a superpower energy that can really move brain electricity to a whole different place in the brain where the happiness center is, and also relax the body with the oxytocin, the feel-good chemical. So yay for gratitude. Yay for noticing the blessings, which doesn't mean denying the pain. It just means nourishing and resourcing ourselves with the good.
Eve, that was so beautiful. And when you're done, would you put the invitation in the chat? Can you just summarize those little invitations? Because I bet some people would like them.
Sure, I'd be happy to.
That'd be great. And everybody, if you don't know how to save the chat, at the bottom of your chat, there should be 3 little dots on the right. And if you click on it, the very first option is Save Chat. So yeah, please, whenever. Now, did you want to do another song, or are we passing it on? Where?
Well, tell me, I was going to do a gratitude song, but
Oh,
I
that's
don't.
right. You were introducing the gratitude song.
I
Gary,
can pass. I'd be happy to pass it on.
why don't we pass it on and see where we end up, and maybe there'll be
Yeah,
time, just to be sure. I just want to make sure.
please. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, that was so beautiful, Eve. Thank you so much. Okay. Hi, Gary. Hi, Abby.
Hi. So good to be with all of you. I feel the tears from the unexpected tears from the gratitude prayer. And that feels like a good way to move into the song that is kind of a love song to Tara. Tara is a female manifestation, a female Buddha When I first started wandering around Buddhism, early on I read that Buddhas could arise in any form. And so I began painting women Buddhas of different ethnicities. In my studies and in my practices in Vajrayana, I came to know Tara, who also manifests in actually every color of the rainbow. So this is my love song and singing the mantra of Tara, and the mantra that you can join in on it because it repeats is Om Tare, Tu Tare, Ture Soha. And Tara made a commitment to always be ready. She actually sits in one of her forms in a posture of one leg extended. She's always ready to leap to the aid of beings who need her. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like all of us need that right now in our troublesome world. Tare is Mother Tara, who liberates beings from suffering. Tu Tare liberates us from fear, from being fixated in fear. And Ture liberates disease. So we could all drop in, let our hearts open as we have been opened by these beautiful songs from each artist's most sincere devotion and practice, and soften towards our heartbreaks, soften towards our fears, calling on the awakened energy of Tara and of within ourselves. Excellent enlightened activity unfold, unceasingly dissolve the loneliness deep within, luminous tenderness without end. Tu Tare, Tu Re Soha. Om Tare, Tu Tare, Tu Re Soha. Om Tare, Tu Tare, Tu Re Soha. Om Tare, Tu Tare, Tu Re Soha. Wake us from confusion's dreams, luminous tenderness of our mind streams. May all our suffering come to cease. Open, open, endless peace. tare tu re so ha. Om tare tu re so ha. Om tare tu re so ha. Om tare tu re so ha. Open, open, tender peace. Open, open, spacious peace. Open, open, vibrant peace. Open, open, endless peace. Om tare tu re so ha. Om tare tu re so ha. Om tare tu re so ha. Om tare tu re so ha.
People get ready, there's a train a-coming, picking up passengers from coast to coast. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. You don't need no ticket, you just get on board.
Om tare tu re so ha. 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 Om tare tu re so ha.
Abby, what a gift. Whew. It's, on Zoom we miss a lot in terms of each other's vibe, but I just felt the whole place settle. It was just beautiful. Thank you so much. And her CD is just full of that kind of energy. It's just such a beautiful CD. Thank you. Well, I'll tell you what, if I could, unless, were you in a flow there? Did you have a plan right this minute, Gary? I'm improvising a little bit, so I don't want to mess your plan up.
There was a song we were thinking of going into.
Okay, then
yes, there was a song.
Then you should go into it. Go into it. Yeah.
So I'll give a very brief introduction. Sorry.
It's a Zen stick in case you're falling asleep.
So this is Jewish mystical song that we wrote together, calling on the some different names of God and different facets of the divine. So briefly stated, I think you have the lyrics there. Elohai translates as a very personal connection with the divine, my God. El Shaddai also represents all-powerful, but also the feminine, nourishing side of God. Shekhinah is the indwelling presence in all of us. And Ima means mother. Ima means she's here. Hamakom is space. So kind of that equanimity that Eve was talking about, you can think of as hamakom. Good say.
So as we sing this, you could really let yourself open to spaciousness, open to what matters to your heart, what speaks to you, to the vast, compassionate heart that is actually all of our essence, and to the great Prajnaparamita, the great mother that births all of this.
Elohai, come guide me. El Shaddai, abide in me. Shekhinah, spread your wings of peace. Imam, may every heart be free. Hamakom, I am home. Hamakom, I am home. Elohai,
Elohai,
come guide me.
come guide me.
El Shaddai,
El Shaddai,
abide in me.
abide in me.
Shekhinah,
Shekhinah,
spread your wings of peace. Imam,
Imam,
may every heart be free. Hamakom, I am home. Hamakom,
I am home. Elohai,
Elohai,
come guide me.
come guide me.
El Shaddai,
El Shaddai,
abide in me.
abide in me.
Shekhinah,
Shekhinah,
spread your wings of peace. Imam,
Imam, may every heart be free. Hamakom,
I am home.
Hamakom,
I am home.
Elohai,
Elohai,
come guide me.
come guide me.
El Shaddai,
El Shaddai,
abide in me.
abide in me.
Shekhinah,
Shekhinah,
spread your wings I'm a call. I am home. I'm a call.
I am home.
I'm a call.
I am home.
I am home.
I am home.
I am home. I am home. I am home. I am home.
Oh. Just like there are no words for the divine, there's no words for what to say. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I want to bring Eve back real quick because I know she has to go be with her Sangha tonight. But I think we have time, Eve, if you don't mind, to just
Great.
do that
Yes,
last song.
you.
And then we're going to come back to Gary and Abby and do a closing after that. So,
Great. Yeah, I'd be happy to. This is a gratitude song, but I just want to thank Abby and Gary. Your music is incredible and it's just really beautiful. Thank you so much. Really, really a gift.
You as well.
Oh, thank you. And of course, you too, Betsy. It's very much an honor to be in this circle with all of you and with all of us here. Okay, so like I was saying, this is a song observing the intersection between mindful awareness and gratitude, and how things that might have gone below the radar can come up to be observed, and then feel that thankful heart. There's a Buddhist monastic practitioner in Burma who was a well-known teacher in the Vipassana tradition, who was asked, why does he practice? And his answer was, in order to really see the little purple flower by the side of the road. Like, life is fleeting and there's so much miracle here, and mindfulness helps us take it in, and then our hearts, our beautiful essential hearts, appreciate it, and then our whole systems get replenished. Our compassion fatigue gets lessened by that joy of gratitude. So this is called Given to You. Let's scoot back a little bit. Okay. I am breathing, I don't know why, but I know it's a gift from earth and sky. Every exhale, every in-breath, the whole universe telling me, yes, I have this body, a traveling, sweet devoted companion, warm and a spacious mystery, a priceless gift bestowed to me. I cannot tell you why we're here, so broken and so lost. I do not understand the hate, not daily grieve the cost, but I can say with confidence, because I clearly see this moment is a miracle given to you and me. Here's the sunshine, lifting me. Some call it plain, ordinary. Look close to see, it's amazing. Your bed, the grass, the birds, the cat, your car, your phone, your keys, the bay, the trees, your heart, your knees, your ears, listening to me. Whoa, I can say with confidence, because I clearly see this moment is a miracle given to you and me. This weary mind trying to find security when everything is change. Teach it to see the mystery in what we call mundane. The water from the faucet as it flows into your cup. The universe seizing another chance to love you up. I can say with confidence, because I clearly see this moment is a miracle given to you and me, given to you. Do you see it's been given to you and me, given to you? All right, now sadly, I have to peel away. So Betsy, thank you so much.
Oh, Eve, thank you. Can just give me 1 second. I want to unmute everybody if I can figure out how to do it, just so they can all cheer and shout for a minute, because you just deserve it. So give me a quick sec. We are going to allow you to unmute yourselves. All right, folks, please unmute and oh, Eve, you're incredible. Amazing.
Grateful for you.
Wonderful to be here with you.
Definitely penetrated my heart.
You are magical.
Can't wait till the next time.
Yep, that's right. There will be a next time, promise you. Eve, thank you so much for staying. I know you've got to run.
Yeah,
Love you, my dear.
Much love. Bye, Gary.
Bye-bye.
Bye, all.
Bye-bye. Oh, goodness. Well, we've reached the official end plus 3 minutes, and I'm going to mute y'all again. And so thank you for hanging in there. I know we've gone just a little bit over. It's gonna be very quick. I just want to say that we will have on Twilight and Lullabies in 2 weeks as usual. So it's going to be the 18th, 6 o'clock. And then and because it's right before Thanksgiving, I'm thinking of telling a story, one of my favorite stories that I always think of when I think of Thanksgiving, because it's about food and sharing and generosity. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's a very familiar folk tale. If you have any kids in your life, grandkids, friends, neighbors, tell them to come on down. 6 o'clock, I'll put out an invitation and I'll say a little more specifically when the story's going to start, so they can just jump on for the story if they want. But it's going to be really fun and sweet. And then in December, I've got a little date conflict, because I'm going to be on another retreat for the time when we would be doing Twilight and Lullabies, December 16th. So I think what I'm going to do, put it in your calendar, is bump it up a week to December 23rd, which just happens to be my birthday. And I think I'm going to have a birthday extravaganza. I don't think it's going to be Twilight and Lullabies. I think it's going to be an extravaganza, and invite some of my favorite guest artists to come back, people you haven't seen for a while from the East Coast, people that you loved and said, when can we see her or him again? And just have a big party of guest musicians just knocking us out. So December 23rd, make note. I'm going to try to pull this off. And thank you so much for your donations. I did check my email and they are already coming in. So appreciate that. Bless you. And Gary and Abby, let's spotlight you all for a minute too. We're going to just wrap up in a quick minute here. Add spotlight. There you are. And thank you, beautiful, beautiful people. Let's unmute once again and give them a huge round of applause. You can unmute yourselves. Yay! Just a blessing.
So much.
It's truly amazing.
Thank you.
Truly amazing.
Yeah.
It was an incredible night. And we're going to just end with a little Buddhist, another practice of metta, sending loving kindness. And you all, you two, I'll sing it a couple of times and then I'll stop and you sing it, okay? See if you can do
I
it.
think
May you be happy, you know this. May you be peaceful. May you be filled with love. That's it, let's sing it. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. Be sure you're muted. May you be filled with love. Sorry, audience, you can't really sing along live. You gotta mute yourselves. So sorry. I'll do one more and then Gary and Abby are gonna do it. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be filled with love. All right, Gary and Abby, take it away.
May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be filled with love.
We'll do it one more time.
May you be happy.
May you be happy.
May you be peaceful.
May you be peaceful.
May you be filled with love.
All right, folks, let's sing May I Be Happy, because the Buddha said you can look all over the world to find somebody more deserving of love than you, and you will not find it. So,
May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be filled with love. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be filled with love. Take it, Betsy.
all right. May we be happy. Spread it out to the world. May we be happy. May we be peaceful. May we be filled with love. Let's do it. May we be happy. May we be happy. May we be peaceful. May we be peaceful. May we be filled with love. You can put your hands together. You can dance, you know. This is obviously for the young at heart and the light of heart and the full of heart. Thank you, everybody. You've just given us such a beautiful kind of resonance in the group. I could just feel you all taking this in, loving it, singing, feeling it. So thank you. Can't wait to sing with you again. May we be happy. May we be peaceful. May we be filled with love. May we be happy. May we be peaceful. May we be filled with love. Oh, yeah. Oh, bless you, everyone. You can unmute one last time. This is it. We're done. You can unmute and make
Thank
whatever
you.
noise you want.
Yay.